Now, I've seen your masks. I like them. Do you have a nice collection?
Right now, I've got about 6 of them. They're all tartans to kind of go along with my kilts.
Oh, yeah.
Which I do wear.
But don't worry, we're going to talk about that. Your kilt's not getting off that easy. But I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, you do have the matching.
You're not getting my kilt off.
Oh my God. Hello, rock stars. Welcome to Concert Connection. I am your host, Rick. And on this week's edition, we have one of my favorites. I've known him for a little while now. He is one of my favorite photographers. Please welcome to the show, Thomas.
How's it going?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and it may only be for a couple minutes until the monster wears off, because I might have gone out to a show or something. It's either that or
sitting right here.
Yeah, oh my Lord. You know what? I love going out to shows, but I always know the next morning I've got these recording sessions, and we're gonna do interviews. And if you guys could see the pre-recording session routine, where I'm like trying to hurry, wipe all the crusties and crap out of your eyes, and splash some Tabasco in there so that they're like, yeah. You can't see the paper thin fishing line holding my eyelids open.
There you go.
Oh, half the time it's let me have another cocktail before I jump into the interview. I'm just saying. Oh my Lord, how is life treating you, my friend?
Pretty good.
Good.
My cats are doing good.
Oh my God, you're okay. Is that where we're going to start today? We're going to start with the pussy cat.
Might as well.
Dude,
Yeah,
I love the adventures. You put your cat posts up constantly. Oh my God. Is that just day in life of Thomas?
Yeah, kind of. I get up in the morning, go feed the cats. They look at me like, "You're late. Where you been?"
Oh, can you videotape some of that for me, please? Because I'm sure you're like, just hold your horses. I'll get there. Like, I know you well enough to know I'm getting to it. Hold on. Yeah.
They know as long as I'm here, I'll feed them.
Yeah, okay. If you see me moving, that means you're still getting fed. If I'm laying there and I don't ever move, you might want to come up with a game plan, because I'm with you. Our animals are, and just they're our babies. They're our kids, and it's such a part of life. Now, cats might be a little bit easier to deal with because they're self-sufficient somewhat. Dogs are like, dude, you hear me scratching at this door? I gotta go. Like, get your butt out of bed. And then
I gotta admit, I love dogs. People think, oh man, don't you like dogs? It's like, I love dogs. I just don't have the energy or the commitment to get up out of bed at least once, maybe twice a day, just to take the dog outside to poop. Like,
did you say once or twice a day get out of bed? I want your lifestyle. I'm just saying.
Oh no, the early morning and then possibly the late evening. It's like, oh man, I fed you too much, didn't I? You gotta go poop. Come on, let's go.
Oh, that's not the fun part. The fun part is going and collecting it all later.
Oh.
So, yeah, see that face? It's like, oh, that's okay.
It's called set the mower to mulch.
That works? Really?
Well, at least it does with my cat poop out there.
With my luck, I'm slinging crap everywhere.
You can let it dry first.
Yeah. Oh my God! Can the dogs just crap in the front yard so I can shoot it out in the street?
There you go.
I only mow one direction. Oh, and this week's show is all about cat turd and dog turd. Welcome to the show. Yeah. Oh my Lord! But no, yeah, you're right. It's you get up early, and with us, we are typically out till 2, 3 in the morning, and then you got to get in, and somebody inevitably can't coordinate going out together. So one goes out, comes in, then the other one's like, well, wait, I got to go now. And it goes out, and then he comes back in, and the other one's like, well, wait, did he see something that I didn't see? And it's like, okay, get your 3-ring circus straight, because I'm getting grumpy now, and I want to go back to sleep. And I actually may have been guilty of leaving the door open, but the storm door closed. and fallen asleep against the door and woken up to the dogs clawing at it going, dude, let us in. I'm not sure if it was just sleep deprivation or alcohol induced, but I'm notorious for, like, I'll fall asleep anywhere. Like, I have fallen asleep in the driveway.
Oh man.
That's a whole nother story. We'll go down that road later.
There you go.
So
I've been doing that before.
Wait, you've never done that before?
No, falling asleep in the driveway.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Good. I don't have to go to a support group. It's a normal behavior. Everybody does, right?
Well, semi-normal.
There is nothing normal about us in our lifestyle. Are you kidding me? Oh my Lord. We were talking off camera, and like I said, I did go out. I was looking for you, and you were talking about I was taking some private time. In light of all of us being on restriction for our childhood indiscretions, and I swear I'm living with this. This is payback. You guys are all suffering because of something I did. I just can't put my finger on it. What? I'm just saying, I know it. But I've enjoyed being home. I've actually enjoyed some of the disconnect, getting back and finding who I am. How about you? Spending a lot more time at home?
Yeah. Relaxing, reflecting. I should be cleaning more, but I won't show you the house. I will do all my fans a favor and not show them my house.
Thank you.
But I get out, every once in a while. Mainly, I've been trying to hit the shows that are outdoors, a little more space to where you're not forced to be crowded in. That and wearing the mask whenever I have to.
Now, I've seen your masks. I like them. Do you have a nice collection?
Right now, I've got about 6 of them. They're all tartans to kind of go along with my kilts.
Oh, yeah.
Which I do wear.
But don't worry, we're going to talk about that. Your kilt's not getting off that easy. But I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, you do have the matching.
You're not getting my kilt off.
Oh my God. Okay, let's go ahead and let's squirrel. Let's go ahead and sidetrack. I've been standing next to you and watch girls stick their phone underneath your kilt to take pictures and watch the expression on their face. Oh my God. That is pure entertainment, my friend. I mean, that happens a lot.
Names and phone numbers so I can give them the live show.
That is the best dating technique I've ever seen. I love it.
I wish it worked better for me. I don't know what it is. I get all these women telling me, "Man, I love your kilt. I love your kilt." It's like, okay, and
do you want to see what's underneath the kilt?
Yeah.
Now,
are you going commando? Huh?
Yeah.
I'll never tell.
That's what they all want to know. And I'm like, and I might be guilty of now and then going, go check.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's the kind of friend I am. Like, you're like, oh, Rick's over there laughing. He sent him over. Yeah, that was me. Yeah. No, and I love the fact that you wear a kilt. Where did that derive from? How many kilts do you have? I mean, kind of dive into it because you have a unique fashion sense. I don't see anybody else wearing kilts. Tell me about it.
There's a few people out there. Actually, it's funny. I've joined a group on Facebook called Real Men Wear Kilts, and it amazes me how many people throughout the country, from all different backgrounds, are wearing kilts now. And I started. It actually started with a friend's wedding back in, after 2000, if I remember correctly, maybe 2002, 2004. But after a while, started thinking about it, and I filled up a picture, from a Facebook memory, and I realized, man, that was a nice kilt. Let me try that again. So I bought a fairly inexpensive one. My first one, wore it, and I was like, I like this. I need to pick this up. And it just started snowballing.
Oh yeah.
To where right now I've got 12 or 13. I've got 2 more on the way. Company online had them on sale, and I'm like, Yeah, I gotta buy 2 more.
Nice. So, and I gotta ask, do you have a Utilikilt?
Oh yeah, I've got 4 or 5 of those.
So, okay, and inquiring minds want to know. So it really has all the pockets and everything?
Yeah.
So it's like the MacGyver of kilts?
Well, I don't have the official Utilikilt.
Okay.
The ones for the stagehands wear. I don't have one of those. Now those do have all the pockets. I mean, they've got like the side pockets. I think a couple of front pockets, and they actually have a couple of double back pockets where you can carry everything.
Good God! Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
But
Now,
and it makes perfect sense too, because I mean, if you got to carry all that stuff, I mean, you think cargo pants. Well, it's like cargo pants only have 2 extra pockets. I mean, you get your front, your front, your back pockets, but for anything big, they only got two extra pockets, and they're not that big.
are they comfortable?
Oh yeah.
So I will tell you secretly, I don't have a kilt, but I want one. I've been thinking about getting one and wearing it on stage to play drums in, just because it would be wicked comfortable.
You'd be so comfortable. You'd be so comfortable. Because I mean, think about it. People think, oh, just wear shorts. It's like, yeah, but you're still being constricted by the material on your legs.
Yeah.
Your movement is constricted. Actually, one of the reasons I started wearing kilts shooting shows was, I was beforehand I was wearing jeans, and it's like, when you're in the pit, say like at Gas Monkey Live or Bomb Factory, you can't really bend down that far in a pair of jeans, or even like House of Blues. You can't bend down that far. And I started realizing, you know what? I need something where I can move.
Yeah.
Because you have 5 or 6 people in the pit. You're trying to get to the other side to get your shot, and you don't want to get in front of somebody else's, so you're trying to duck down.
Yes.
And I found myself bending over and banging my cameras on the ground instead of using my knees and ducking down. And I started wearing the first time I wore my new kilt to a show, and I bent down to get out of somebody else's way. I went, oh yeah, this is it. This is
You're
it.
like, I'm hooked. I'm in.
Like that light bulb going, Eureka.
And I got to tell you, it's a great fashion. It's a great fashion sense. I love it. And I remembered it, but I didn't realize it. Even back in the day, Axl Rose used to wear a kilt on stage, and now I think he wore like exercise shorts underneath or something. But still, it's just a cool look. It's just a really cool look. Are they easy to maintain? I mean, are they like all wool or?
No, most of the ones I have are an acrylic blend. I've got a few that are wool. Most of it's just dry clean.
Okay.
Actually, utility kilts, the canvas cotton utility kilts, you can just machine wash those. Do it in cold water and then line dry it. So it won't draw up anything. But they're easy to take care of.
Nice. And you made mention of it a couple minutes ago. So I want to dive into this. You were talking about banging your gear on the ground. So let's talk about gear, because you always have multiple cameras that you're carrying around and a ton of gear. Every show I see you at, that becomes quite arduous when you're going. I mean, you're working. You're like a drummer. I got so much gear I got to bring to go work stage. It's a lot. You got to have a ton of money invested. I'm going to ask the frightful question: have you ever dropped one?
Oh yeah. I've had. Let's see. Well, and the worst part is, they were at like small sideshows where I had gotten a shot. And matter of fact, let's see. The worst one happened at Memphis. I forgot who I was shooting, but finished shooting. And I was sitting down with some friends. One of the tables up front, put the camera down, and stupidly, I bumped the table and knocked the camera off the table.
I want to say I think I might have been there for that night. It was. I think I was there with Chi, and it was either that or it was either there or Lava. I remember seeing you drop one, and my jaw hit the ground like. Oh,
we flipped off the table with Lava, and that time I got lucky. It broke the lens shade.
Yes.
It broke the lens hood. It didn't actually break the lens or the camera. They just broke the lens hood. But still, that was $75 to replace from Canon. Yeah, I know. And it's a piece of plastic.
Have you seen that movie, A Christmas Story?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, fudge." Yeah, I didn't say fudge though. I promise you. But seriously, I mean, you have so much gear, and I've always been fascinated by photographers, and the reason is I dated back in my early 20s, I dated a makeup artist, so I was always around. I'd go to the photo shoots, and being a drummer in the Seattle scene, you know, I was used to being around cameras and stages and blah blah blah. Would go to these things, and I'm just amazed at how much equipment they would bring to these photo shoots for models. And I actually looked into getting a wide format, the like the Mamiya, the big
oh yeah.
And those things are wicked expensive, and I gave up on my aspirations to be a photographer.
Yeah. Well, that's more studio work.
Yes.
Landscape work. I mean, thing is, you know, when you're looking at something like that, you're looking at I think the Mamiya 645 is like not 645. That's the Pentax. Sorry. But the Mamiya is like a 65 megapixel, sensor. I mean, it's a huge sensor.
Well, now they are. Back then, it was still film. We're talking early '90s. That was all film back then, and
but they were that in format film. I mean, you're talking about a piece of film that big to capture everything.
And then they were developing all their own stuff. They were doing like cross processing, you know, shooting in color and doing it in black and white, and it's just and again. The images are incredible. I love it, and I do look at photographs, and I critique them, even though I'm not a photographer. And I was always told, you know, if you shoot a roll of film and get one photo out of it, you know, you're like, heck yeah. Nowadays everything's digital, and you can shoot away. When you shoot a show, I'm just curious, between the two cameras, about how many photos do you take?
I'll average between the two cameras probably about well, but it's like small show about 2,000, maybe 3,000. Big show like about 4 or 5 bands. I'll average. I think the worst one I've done, on the worst, but the most I've shot is like 6,000.
Holy cow!
I mean, you know, and people go, you know, you got the pictures up yet? It's like, dude, I took them yesterday. I got 6,000 photos to look through.
And everything that you're doing is pretty much for free. You don't, and that's something that I brought up, and this is the reason I wanted you and Greg on. You guys capture our music scene in such exquisite fashion. Okay, your photographs. I don't think there's a single artist in our scene that has not used one of your photos on their page. I have. I can't say thank you enough. You guys, this is your hobby like it is our hobby. You know, we're out there, and a lot of the fans that don't get to go to shows, they get to kind of relive it through your eye, you know, and even those of us that are on stage get to relive the show, because it's a blur. Every show's a blur. Honestly, I go back and look at your pictures and go, oh. And of course, you got hams like me that when I see you pointing the camera at me, I'm like,
actually, I like that.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm the worst.
Actually, a lot of fun. Because, well, and I've had national artists, you know. I mean, I can't remember what band that was, but it was either the bassist or the rhythm drummer or rhythm guitarist. He didn't like his picture being taken, so he would physically just start to slowly walk to the other side of the stage. And I got to the point where it's like, I'd take a picture of somebody on the, let's say, left side of the stage, and he's thinking, you're not taking my picture. And I'd pull up the long
click,
and get it from across the stage as he's looking my way, because he's thinking, okay, move back over there. Like, no, you can't. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I can't say thank you. Thank you a million trillion times. Thank you. I love the photos. And I don't think I ever ask, like, how quick are you going to have them up? I know you're going to put them up, and it's just, holy cow, man! They're awesome. Some of the best photos, and again, I feel very privileged to call you and Greg friends. I feel close to y'all. I'm friends with George, and there's a few others out there. But you and I, we've been out of town. Not going to talk about out of town stuff. We've been out of town together at shows, and again, it's fun because your friends are in the audience, and you're taking our pictures. Now, I also see some of the tribulation that you go through to get these. I know that some of the bigger shows, and I don't know if other folks realize this, they give you a limit, like how many songs you get to photograph.
First 3 songs.
What the crap is that? Seriously.
Well, I think, part of it started, I think, out of necessity for the bands. Because, sometimes a band, once they get going, you're getting hot and sweaty. The makeup's running, the hair.
That's the best time to start shooting.
And I know there's people out there that just really don't like the picture taken once I get to that point. I don't know if I should name names. No, I'm just kidding.
This is my response is.
Huh?
My response is. Are you kidding me? Come on, we're working up there.
This is something that I heard that there was a time when Don Dokken just hated to have his picture taken. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. And it was at I was shooting at Gas Monkey Live. Matter of fact, I think it was the first time I caught Dokken there, and I've shot them I think 3 times. And wow. He was just. This was when he was wearing the big coat and the scarf and everything. Matter of fact, I don't think he even played guitar that show, or if he did, he did very little guitar.
Wow.
I think he had a health problem, but it's like he would see the photographers and kind of like I said once again move away from where the photographers were and then move back and move away and kind of partial turn away from us. I'm like, okay, you don't want your picture taken, I'll stick with everybody else.
Now, I'm trying to remember, were you at the Cult last year at House of Blues? Did you get to shoot that show?
I didn't get to shoot it.
You were there, but you didn't get to shoot it.
Not with the professional stuff, because they're another group that's kind of weird about pictures. Matter of fact, I did a photo shoot at what's the place? Southside Ballroom, where they were doing a private event, and a friend of mine had gotten a couple of photo passes, and we're like, oh, actually no, it was Greg. I take that back now. We had the photo passes for this. Excuse me. And we're thinking, cool, because we're looking at the stage, and there's a pit set up, and I'm like, great, we can go down there and shoot. And I forgot who the first band was. It was an all-star band, the first band. They let us go down there and shoot. Cult's coming up, and the stage manager gathers all the photographers together and says, "You got to shoot from the soundboard. You can't use the pit. You got to shoot from the soundboard." And we look through the distance and go, well, that sucks.
That's ridiculous.
Because I could have brought my bigger lens if I'd known this.
Always bring the big lens.
Yeah.
And the wide angle.
we got a few shots in, because it's like they said we couldn't use the pit, but they didn't say anything about moving around the side to the side of the stage, where we could shoot at an angle. And we actually, with the 70 to 200, we both got some pretty good shots. Well,
I think it's ridiculous because, again, the artists, we benefit from the photographers in the crowd. We benefit from it. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Greg. If you're ever at one of our shows and you're shooting, 100% permission, you could come up. You want to come stand on my drum riser with me and take pictures? I'm in all the way, man. You guys have, and again, it's because I'm friends with you guys, and I'm very comfortable with you, and I've been around you enough to know how respectful you guys are. You ever want to come up, you don't even have to ask. And if anybody gives you any gruff, you can go talk to the drummer. He said I could. Because I'm telling you right now, I love it. And it's such a huge service to the music industry to have those photos. You capture so many of us. It's and again, I do find it, I love it. You mentioned Greg. Again, I know you and Greg are friends. You guys have, I can't tell you how many shows I've seen you both at together in the pit. And I love that there's a camaraderie. It's not a competition. It's a mutual love of music, which we all have. You know.
Well, and I think with where a lot of people think there's a competition, you don't realize that each photographer has their own style of what they're shooting.
Yep.
I mean, I know there's some people that one of the things I've been getting into is using the backlight. So it's like I'll look for I'll go low, look for position upward from the side or whatever. Try to do a lot of stuff with the drummer. Well, like where I'm shooting slower shutter speeds. Getting the stick movement. And it's like so I may stand in one position for like a minute and a half just shooting the drummer. Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god! And I'm probably the worst nightmare because I'm like freaking animal. I beat the living crap out of stuff, and I'm flailing around like an octopus. It's
no, you're okay.
Oh, dude, I love it. Now, one of the other things that I love about your photography is you also do. You'll go to these vintage car shows or you go to air shows, and I see a lot of them, and I'm always like. Do you have a preference over the two, or you just happens to be another medium that you love shooting?
Probably another medium. I really started out shooting air shows and aircraft, and trying to get that movement, especially with vintage aircraft, piston powered aircraft.
Oh yeah,
you gotta shoot at a slower speed, like around 200, 250, to get the prop wash. So it's not like the plane is just like frozen in air. I've learned that from trial and error for like a good 2 years, shooting air shows before I, dared myself to slow it down enough to try to get that. Because I mean, you're panning, panning, shooting a slow moving object that in most cases is doing 2 or 3 maneuvers. So you're trying to keep the plane in the center of the frame, and figure out the movement of the plane to where it isn't blurry. And that's not the easiest thing to do. And I I really enjoyed shooting that. That's one of the reasons I got into bands too. Trying to work around the low light, having to shoot at slower shutter speeds, movement. It's a lot of fun as a exercise in photography.
Yep. So a statement and then a question. Statement. I'm a Navy brat. My dad was a naval aviator, so I grew up around airplanes. So I'm going to tell you, whenever you post anything about airplanes, I've been to so many air shows. I've sat in so many airplanes. I've flown in so many. I come from a whole family of pilots. I love air shows. So if you ever need like a little flunky to follow you around all day and carry gear,
I'll bring you around.
Yeah, I'll tell Amy that we've got a hot date and we're going to look at we're going to look at sexy ladies with wings. Seriously, being a Navy brat, a commander's son, I just love airplanes. So if you ever want somebody to accompany, if my schedule's free, I'd love to go with you, just because I love air shows. I love the smell of JP5.
There you go.
Oh, I'm telling you, like second. My question.
I got an air show, and everybody else is like wearing ear protection and putting plugs in and headphones on, and it's like, isn't this loud? It's like, no.
I photograph bands all week. It's okay, and I'm walking around going. You can smell the JP5 in the air, and JP5, for those of you that don't know, is jet fuel. It's much different than regular gasoline, diesel. Actually, I think it's closer to diesel, the combustion point, but JP5 is the actual what they put in airplanes. So, and you could smell it. There's something. Smell
of freedom.
Yeah. And so my question is, which is not really airplane related, it's more music. It's 100% music related. You talk about shooting bands. Well, I guess it's a 2-part question. What do you like better, nationals or locals? Or are you indifferent?
I like locals. I actually like locals.
Is that because of the friendships you have with so many of the bands?
That, and they're easier to work with.
Not all of us.
Well, yeah, you are. There's very few locals that I've had a problem with.
No, most of us are awesome.
A lot of it is, I mean, I want to be able to shoot more national acts. It used to be, I think one of the reasons nationals have gotten away from, allowing photographers is that back in the day, before digital, before the web, before web pages and all that.
Yep.
Bands, when they went on tour, they brought a photographer with them.
Yep.
He took the pictures, the exclusive pictures for the band.
Yep.
Went back either mid-tour or whatever, or from a previous tour, put together books that they would sell at the concerts. Well,
not with iPhones and not anymore.
Well, and nobody wants to buy a picture book anymore because they can find it on the web. They can find pretty much the same pictures on the web. Why buy a picture book when I can just download everything that this guy's ever shot?
Bingo. And
so the national acts forgot that they can't make money off this anymore. So they just went screw the photographers.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah, and when I say screw the photographers, they do let. Most of it is designed to let press photographers, local papers or national papers, magazines shoot the band. And actually, most of the national magazines are using the local photographers. When they're doing printing stuff in the magazines, they're buying them from the local photographers that shot it for the press. Which is awesome because that means that's helping generate a little bit of revenue in the local community, which I love. Yeah. I love that. And I guess I'm kind of curious. What's the biggest national that you've shot? Either biggest or maybe not even biggest. Most notorious national is more the question I want to ask. Jane's Addiction. When they played Gas Monkey Live. Oh, yes! I got lucky, got a photo pass for that. First 3 songs, we actually had to leave the building and take our cameras out of the building. The worst part of it, you remember Gas Monkey Live where the pit was along the front? Oh, yeah. Well, remember that bar, as you're looking at the stage, the bar to the left, standing on the stage looking out at the soundboard. The bar to the left or the bar to the right? If you're on the stage, the bar to the right. The one they right below the red room. Right below the red room. Exactly. Yep. Where the exit doors are. Yes. That's where they set the photo pit up. By the exit doors. Huh? Yep. We were shooting at that angle towards the stage from way over there. That sucks. I'm just saying. It did. Everybody that knew Gas Monkey Live, they were thinking, "Oh God, we get to go down in the pit." What do you mean it's over here? Yeah, I was gonna say I know that pit because you and I've run into each other. Me sneaking around, being an MC in events, people, I always seem to get worm my way, around clubs. And that was a fun pit. That was a fun pit, and it had the little steps on the rail, so you could stand up and look out over the audience. I can't believe they stuck you over there. Oh my Lord! It was something that Jane's Addiction wanted. It wasn't the venue; it was the band. Did you get to go shoot when Motley Crue played there at Live? No, I missed. Oh, that was a good one. But Amy, but hell, I heard they only allowed him the first minute of the first song anyway. Amy and I won tickets to that, so we were at that show. Oh, and, cool. Dude. And then they came back and played American Airlines, and I wanted to go see them. She goes, why? This is their final tour? She goes, we just saw them with 3,000 people. You want to go see them with 30,000? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, and she makes a good point. I think they're going to go back on tour, though. It wasn't really their last, but the last of the last shows. I mean, there's more tours coming. They need money. There's more last tours planned. Yeah. Oh my Lord! And how about locally? Huh? Locally, as far as local bands, probably one of the most memorable that sticks out in your brain. And I know you've seen a plethora of them. Wow. It's hard to say because most of the ones it's not a single band. It's like it would be like a big show like a Gas Monkey Live. With like 4 or 5 of the top tribute bands, stuff like that. Man, and there were some great ones there. I'm sad that it's gone. But I had to see that they had to shut that down.
I will tell you, like I said, I just saw a show. I just played recently at Gas Monkey Barn Grill, and I just went and saw another show. And the one thing I'm going to tell folks, if you haven't been out to see a show in a while, a lot of these bands are bringing national level performances. And when the photographers get there and they can capture it with the video screens and, you know, the scrims and the smoke machines and the lights. And I'm telling you, I think the local, it's fun. I know there's a big between original and cover and tribute bands, but when you can go see, it's still about music, and when you can go see a live band and you feel like you got the production level of a national tour. And again, for you as photographers coming in, have you shooting that, I will tell you, the one that we talked about off screen, I guess I can say, I was just at the Def Legend show, and I'm going to tell you, holy cow. And you know, if can I be selfish for a second?
Sure.
Big shout out to Def Legend. My wife got the new T-shirt that has the sugar skull on there, and anybody who knows my wife knows how much she loves sugar skulls. And they went out of their way. They made sure that she got one. And my wife is in love with that shirt. You're going to see my wife. She'll probably be at one of my shows, at a Rebel Yell show, wearing a Def Legend T-shirt, because no, straight up, they went out. They took good care of my wife, and I'm telling you, those boys, I love them. They are phenomenal guys. We know them well. And but the production value with the video screens, not just behind them that Gas Monkey provides, but there were 2 side video screens. And I got to find out if that was the bands or if that was the clubs. I was wowed. I was like, holy cow. Again, as an artist, I like the fact that we're bringing it. Yeah, locally, we're bringing these big shows and production value. And you, Greg, George, there's a ton of photographers. You know what? It wouldn't be the same without you. And I'm on behalf of the whole music community, I'm going to tell you right now, thank you from the bottom of our heart. We love the fact that you're there. And those that don't, just don't take their picture. Or secretly take their picture and post it anyhow.
Hey, like I tell people, you don't want me to take your picture because, I mean, there's a myriad of reasons. I mean, I've had situations where, you know, somebody like, take my picture. It's like, okay. And then they come back and go, oh, wait a minute, wait. Don't print that for another couple of weeks, because I'm not supposed to be here tonight. I'm supposed to be at work or getting ready to go to work or whatever. So post that later, okay? So nobody knows it was this weekend.
I actually said that at the show to one of my friends, and then I thought about it. It's like, no, I was there, but I was like, I'm not taking pictures tonight. I was kind of supposed to. I was out, but I was trying to be invisible, which is impossible for dumb moron me. And I was like, dude, come on, let's take a selfie, because it's I'm here. You know what? Yeah. I'm not going to make apologies. If somebody gets upset because I'm out and about, get upset with me. My wife and I wanted to go out, and it is what it is. So I'm not going to be secretive that I was out. And anyhow,
and it all depends on. For me, a lot of it depends on where it is, who I'm around.
Yeah.
With COVID, I try to wear the mask as much as possible when I'm shooting, especially like places like Gas Monkey, Lava, where, you know, I don't want them to get in trouble if somebody sees me without my mask on and I'm moving around shooting. You know, I don't want, you know, somebody to say, this is why we need to shut down. He's not wearing a mask. Well, I'm wearing a mask. I'm doing it just like the employees. Yeah, I'm moving around shooting, but then once I get back to my table, you know, I take the mask off. I try to not congregate around too many people, especially, well, I don't say especially the ones I don't know, but just large groups. I mean, if there's like 3 or 4 people, I'll hang around.
It's hard, Thomas, because we know so many people, and you can't help but go up and say hi. I mean, we have a ton of friends.
Oh, yeah.
How do you not say hi to all your friends? I mean, it's difficult, and I'm guilty. I want to see you show up to one of these shows in a full biohazard suit and then just put the kilt on the outside. That way everybody still knows it's you.
Bad enough I sweat when I'm just wearing the kilt or t-shirt.
Dude, it would be like being in a fishbowl. You'd be a walking fishbowl. Oh, Thomas, it is never long enough, my friend. I'm going to tell you, I treasure the moments I get to run into you. We've been to so many shows together. You've photographed me a ton. We've had our cocktails and shots at the bar. It's, we have
sometimes too many, but we won't tell.
We have many more in store in the future. And again, personally, thank you so much. It's always a blast. I love every time I see you. I'm like, oh, I gotta go give Thomas a hug, because I love you're just always smiley, happy, and you just love doing what you're doing. And again, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, so can I get you in the future to come back on the show?
Definitely.
Would you maybe be open to you and Greg coming on together?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, the reason is multifold. I started the show to promote the local scene, and then I was doing nothing but bands, and now it's like, whoa. You guys are such an integral part of it. That's why I wanted you guys on. And now there's actually some club owners that I want that provide awesome venues. Yeah. I want them on my show. There's a couple. I want Mike Murphy. Supports the local music scene. I want Mike, yeah. I want to get Buddy Blaze on the show. I want to get John Zink from Dallas Drum. I want him on the show. There's some local, again, all a part of what makes the diamond, the jewel that we have here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Our music scene is incredible. We have an incredible family. It's very supportive, and I'm not shy to say, let's wave our flag, because you know what? We are so blessed. We are truly so blessed. So, definitely. And thank you for being a part of it, man. I love it, and thank you for your friendship. It's always a blast to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad you're my friend.
And next time we're out, we're having drinks again. I can't wait. Oh, my Lord. There you go, rock stars. Thank you for tuning in. Again, there's another chunk of your life that we gladly sucked out of you like vampires. We have to sustain our addiction to the music scene. Again, if you see Thomas or anybody else, don't go up and tackle them when they're taking pictures, but always go up and say thank you, because I guarantee you've seen their photos on Facebook a day or two after the show, and they're doing it just like the rest of us because they love the music scene. Please say thank you. Go up and, again, please be respectful of their gear. They've got a ton invested, and without the gear, they don't get to take pictures. So please be just cognizant of that. Again, if y'all love the show, please tune in every week. You can go to Facebook, you can like us, or you can even go and follow us on iHeartRadio, Spotify. We are obviously on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We've got a Roku channel, Amazon Fire channel, and you could go to In the Pit with Rick. You could download the app. It has a calendar. If you're in a band, post your shows on there. If you're a fan, go there, get the app. It's free. That way you can see who's playing where every week, and tell your friends about it. This app is free for y'all. That's why we created it. We want to have a way for bands to make sure that the word is out. They're playing. We want you to be able to promote. So, again, use it, share it, make it, you got suggestions, hit us up. We'd love to hear about it, and we're going to keep on doing this, especially as we hopefully come out of COVID. We're looking to tweak some things. We have some things in the works for y'all we're excited about as well. So definitely stay tuned. Again, Thomas, thank you for being my guest. It's been an awesome time. I can't wait till I can give you another bear hug and see you in the pit somewhere.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
I am Rick. This is our guest, Thomas. You're watching Concert Connection, and we will see you in the pit.